And that is that there was a certain individual who had there was a tragedy that was going to, that he avoided. Whatever it was, him, his wife, his children, there was a tragedy that could have happened and it just missed it. Whatever it was, doesn't really matter. It could be a car accident, it could be a house burning down. Everybody was saved, everybody was good. And he felt this tremendous amount of hakaras hatev HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he really wanted to take upon himself, take something that would just be a game changer. So he went to Rabbi and he said, something happened, and I would really like to do something big to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So if I could bring a carbon taida, a big one, a big axe, or whatever the case is, there's nobody somewhere, it's not going to happen. So what do you want to do? What should I do? What should I do? He asked him, what should I do? What do you want to do? What should I do? Give me the biggest thing. I always want to, forever, I want to change. So he says, okay. He says, I want you to go home and I want you to write down 10 things that you feel you want to change, 10 things that you want to do, 10 things that you think could be some type of, giving back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's say it's a Mishnah a day. Let's say it's a black Gemara a day. It's your wife being more tznias, keeping Shabbos an hour early and no lashon hara between this time. I want to be better. That we're reacting to people, being more social in a nice way. Whatever it is that you want to, write down the 10 most important things on your thing. But it's going to take time. You have to sit down. You have to think and do it. And then I would like you to come back to me and show me the list. Okay, so he goes home. And he writes down the 10 most important things or 10 things that he feels like he wants to do this year to make his life a different life and to pay back Hashem for the amazing thing that he saved in the nes, whatever it was. And he brings it to Rabbi Yelapian. And Rabbi looks at it and he says, okay, so which one do you think is the most important? Which one do you think is the hardest? So he points to one of them. This is the hardest thing. He says, okay. Which one do you think is the easiest? He says, well, the easiest one is for sure that one. He says, great. I want you to take the easiest one and I want you to cut it in half. So if the easiest one for you was doing a parak of Mishnayos every single day, or doing one Mishnah a day, or coming to davening on time every day, or whatever it was, that easiest one that you felt was I want you to cut that in half. In other words, you wanted to do one Mishnah, two Mishnah, do one Mishnah, do a half a Mishnah, do a half a blot, whatever it was. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, pick the easiest one and cut it in half. It's like, listen, I was coming, to the Rav to tell you that I'm so thankful to Hashem. I have so much inspiration right now that I want to do everything. I want to do the big. I want to do all 10 things. He says, I know that. But the most important thing for you to do in order to get close to Hashem, in order to make a change, in order to make this year a different year, is you got to be consistent. You got to be successful, because when you're successful, it would breed more success. And then when you do more, it will be more, and then you'll end up being able to do all 10 things because you are consistent and you are steady in the small thing that you took. Now, this doesn't mean to just take some fake Kabbalah or take something small. No, you take the easiest one of the 10 most important things that you thought you would be able to do, which is a real Kabbalah. It's not a small thing. And I want you to take it, cut it in half, and do it. And you will see after time, you're not going to fail in it because you could do this. And by you doing this every single day, you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to be successful. You're going to develop a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, an authentic relationship, and you're going to be able to add stuff. But it's got to be in a system. And if you do anything else, there's so many Kabbals want to take and want to start this and that organization and so many things that we're going to end up failing at because it's very hard. Inspiration is like lightning. Lightning comes really quick. But it does light up the way, though. For a second, you could see, if you're lost somewhere, and you're not sure exactly where that lightning comes, so that whatever it is, 100th of a second, you're able to see the exit. You're like, I can get to that exit right now. Now, that lightning's not going to help you for the next who knows what, because the inspiration leaves. But it does help you get on that derech. When we have chizuk in our lives, when we have inspiration in our lives, we have to grab it, make something small. I got to make that turn. I'm going to make that small turn that I was able to see with the lightning, and boom, I'm going to go and do that. Because if you don't do that, you will end up failing. And I think this is something, that's the story, a famous story. You all know it. It could be I changed some of the details, whatever it was. But that's the general basic idea. Anyways, I think for us, the advice would be, all those Kabbalahs that you wanted to take upon yourself, where you really want to make this year different by doing this and by doing that and by changing your entire life. I remember before I became Bar Mitzvah, I told my parents, the day after I become Bar Mitzvah, I had just gotten the Reb Shach Agada, I think, and I was like, into Reb Shach. At that time, I was 12, turning 13, I told my parents, once I turn 13, from that day, I am going to be the next Reb Shach. So you could tell everybody. You could just tell everybody that I'm going to be Reb Shach when I'm 13 years old, and I'm going to have my glasses down like this. I remember, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the stender up, like whatever the pictures were. I am going to be Reb Shach. It turns out it's a lot more complicated to be Reb Shach, not so easy, and it takes years and 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 years of work and steady and everything. And yeah, when we take these big kabbalas upon ourselves, 3 days later, I can't be Reb Shach, I might as well be nothing. Can't do anything. And it's a big mistake. And we have to realize that if we really want to make a difference this year, if we want slichas to count, if we want Rosh Hashanah to count, we want to make this year different than any other year that ever happened, we got to start small but real. So make that list right now. Now, don't wait till you hear the next year or I'll do it tomorrow. Do it right now. Pick up a pen right now, get a paper, and write down 10 things that you feel could really make a difference this year. And we have to remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu counts everything. We all know the story with the Vilna Gaon's wife, and she pointed at the tzedakah. Just by pointing, there was more schar. Just by pointing, every small thing makes a difference. So pick something. And out of those 10 things, whatever those 10 things are, pick the easiest one. It's got to be real, though. It's got to be real. It can't be like, okay, once every 7 years I'm going to keep the first day of Shemitah. I don't even have a field, so it's easy. No, it's got to be something real, something that will help you build and get onto this derech of following the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and making your year change. But make that list of 10 things, pick the easiest thing, cut it in half, whatever it was that you originally thought you would do, and do it. And stick to it. And for the next half a year, and 3 days after Yom Kippur, and 3 days after Sukkot, and 3 days after Hanukkah, you're going to still be constantly doing this Kabbalah, whatever it was, this very small thing. And then eventually, because of the success that you are doing, you will be able to take on more things. And because those things will also be small, you'll even be more successful, and you'll feel good about yourself. And you'll get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because each of these things creates that connection. It brings our neshama alive. And then slowly but surely, you will be able to accomplish these 10 things, and that will make you a different person, and that will make this year a different year, and you will become that light that everyone's looking for. That light in this dark, dark world where there are so many things going on. We need people to change. But the problem is, we all take too big of things, and therefore we can't change because we fail and we give up, and then we're a nobody. Let's not let this big cycle happen again. Let's make a change this year, Rabbi say. So take out your pen and do it now, because the lightning boom, perhaps, was right now. And you could quickly see for a second. So write that list, take the easiest thing and say, I'm doing it. I am doing it. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu help me do it. And let's make this year a better year, Rabbi say. May we all be zeicha to go into slichas with a pure heart and a pure mind, and really try to listen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Meir Simcha, he should listen to us, and take on a very, very small thing to really change ourselves and to become better people. Rabbi, so may we all have a ksiva v'chasima toiva, a good gebench year, and may HaKadosh Baruch Hu hear all of our tefillas loud and clear. Have a wonderful night.